Good morning and welcome back to the garden. Today I want to plant some garlic, and quickly because it's already spitting with rain. So I kept 4 large bulbs of garlic back from when I harvested them earlier this year, and I've broken them up into cloves, and these are lovely firm plump cloves. I've already put out a line. Now I always do this, and this will stay in until they start growing so I don't weed or accidentally dig them up. This is 8 inches from the edge of the corner, edge of the bed to this line, and we're going to plant the garlic 4 inches apart. Now for me that's sort of the distance between my left knuckle and my thumb as it sticks out, so I won't have to measure every one, I'll just put them in, and they want to be planted about 2 inches down, which sort of, you hold the bottom that has the flat bit, so the pointy bit's upwards, and then I'll sort of push it down to this knuckle here. That's about 2 inches, or maybe a bit further. But yes, so I'm going to try and get on with that before it starts raining. Right, see you in a bit. Right, that's that done. Between each row is about 12-13 inches. That's 2 and a bit rows done. Right, still not raining, so I'm going to try and get as many of the pods, the dried pods, off this as possible for seed for next year. I like to try and collect the seed pods on a dry day, but at the moment beggars can't be choosers. So any pods you see that are already, give me, damn you, that are already dry, papery, pick them, but put them somewhere warm to dry off properly. These will probably go into my conservatory, and then I'll show you some that have already been drying, and you can harvest the seeds inside and keep them to plant again for next year. She was helping, she was. Right, now I've done those, what's left up there will be composted, and I'm going over to these. Now these beans, there's 2 different types. These are a climbing French bean called Blue Lake. Now you can eat them as French beans, small, or you can leave them to dry and then use them as haricot beans. So you can store them and use them in soups and stews. I've got a few of these, so I'm looking for these ones that are that are sort of, or even opening. There we go. And oh, cat's gone. I can go get my basket. But yes, I shall carry on doing that. And again, these are for storing or even as seeds for next year. I can see some. And then next to them, these are Barlotti. Now these I do grow to store, so you're looking for these slightly faded purple, not the bright red you can see back here, but slightly faded purple, and again papery feeling. And these ones you store, and they look really good in winter stews. So I can feel it spitting now, so I shall get on. Okay, it started raining out there now, so this is the basket I've got. So we've got Barlotti, Blue Lake, and then some of the runner beans. And they're still quite moist, especially these yellow ones. They're still quite flexible and moist, so we have to dry them off as best we can. But I thought I'd bring you in here to show you the ripening peppers. Yay, look at that. They're doing really well. I have closed the door, closed the door all day now, because they're actually doing quite well. These are my long sweet reds, and we've got a few bell peppers, but they're looking, yeah. I've grown some. I'm not complaining about the size. I've grown some because I never really do. Now these ones are also starting to ripen. Little yellow ones, look. Now these are the chili peppers I thought I was getting. There's some nice big ones as well. So, and they've still got lots of flowers that have, oops, come here. Oop, sugar. That one hasn't pollinated, but it's got lots of flowers on them, so hopefully we'll get quite a few. Whereas this is the other one I've been growing, so now I had to pluck the one that was there. This was the one, because it's had a slug attack and it's starting to go bad a bit down here, if you can see it. There it is, there. So I thought I'd bring that in, cut it open and see if it is actually a chili pepper or just another sort of the sweet kinds. So that's all I'm going to be doing out here. I was going to plant some cabbages next to the garlic, but with this wet weather they have been slugged to death, literally. So I'm going to see what I can do instead. Right, see you soon. Okay, back in the conservatory with Mummy's little helper, and you've got 2 trugs of as you can see, we've got 2 trugs of beans. So these have been in here for a while, and they're, as you can hear, they sound very dry, so I'll be shelling some of those. And what I'll do with these is I shall spread them out on the bottom and then just leave them in here to dry, because it's warmest in here in the rest of the house at the moment. We have a min-max thermometer, so at the moment it's not getting down below 13 degrees. I don't want it to get down below 12 because of the orchids and some of the other more delicate succulents, but yeah. Okay, so I shall just shell some of these and show you what they look like. Right, in a minute. Okay, so this is what happens once you've shelled them out. These are Barlottis, and these are from the colourful shells. And as you can see, there's a great range in colour from the Barlottis, but you want them nice, round, plump. Now, they all seem to have a shade of colour around this belly button, so that seems to be common for them. And these are the ones that I like to put in my stews over winter. These are Blue Lake, and these are beautiful. They're pure white. They have, of all of them, these have hardly any they've had no discoloration at all. And these are from these long, thin French bean type shells. And these are especially for cooking. These are what you call flageolet beans. And these are the type you find in your baked bean tins. And then last but not least are my runner beans. And these are fabulous. So they have a slight coloration, but I've managed to get some that you don't want to keep. So you don't want to keep one of these. I mean, it's tiny, it's shriveled, it's not going to produce a good bean, and it certainly isn't going to taste very nice. And then we have one that's got, again, it's slightly shriveled, but it's got discoloration on its back. That could be a sign of fungus, and again, probably wouldn't grow. And then these two have a couple of little red spots on them. I'm not sure what they are, but I certainly don't want to try planting those. I certainly don't want to try eating those. So there we go. So they'll go in the bin. But yeah, you get a lot of beans out of a few pods. I mean, I only did a slight few. If you do find some that are still wet, just put them with your others or leave them out to dry a bit longer. Now what I will do with these beans is once I've shelled them all, I will leave them for a couple of days in here to make sure the beans themselves are dry, and then I will store them. If I store them for growing on for next year, they'll go in paper envelopes to keep them from sweating or developing moisture issues. If they're to be eaten, I'll put them in a jar and have them over the winter. Well, there we go. That's what I've done today in between the rain, which has now stopped and the sun's come out. It's sod's law, isn't it? Anyway, thank you for being here with me, and I shall see you soon. Okay, I just want you to make a quick one on the end of this. A couple of difficulties you might find when using the no-dig system is every cat in the district thinks it's an opportunity to use it as a big litter tray. Plus you'll find blackbirds will dig in it looking for the worms that you want to keep. So what I'm going to do is just put some wire over the top of this, just to keep the little buggers out. There you go. You could also use netting or any form of mesh, or even fleece. It's just to keep them off them, because I've had to replant a couple of the garlic because they've dug them out. But yes, there you go. See you soon.